Woo! Guys, we got on a very special guest all the way from Texas. This guy makes content that's neutral. It's not triggering anybody really. It's neutral, it's fair, it's friendly. Give a round of applause for Evan, guys, from Performance Potential on TikTok. So, man, let's jump into it, bro. Like, what got you into the field of talking about relationships and dating and so forth?
Yeah, man. So I'm happy to be here. I think the number one thing that happens to a guy when he starts to learn more about, dating and relationships
Mhm.
is not necessarily it's a breakup, but guys start to notice some trends in the women
Yes.
that they're pursuing, that things go wrong.
Yes.
And I think every guy's had that happen to him. And after a couple times, you start to think to yourself, what am I doing wrong? Like,
Yes.
are women crazy? What did I do wrong? Do I
Yeah.
have terrible success with women? And it makes you start to dig in a little bit deeper to learn more about, the dynamics between men and women. So I would say for me personally, I've always studied psychology, human behavior. That's really where my undergraduate work was in. But
Nice.
for me personally, I'm just interested in kind of the dynamic, between men and women, what causes attraction, what lowers attraction. And I was just interested in how to be more successful, with women. So after a couple, situationships that didn't go my way, after getting out of a really long-term relationship, which I can talk about,
Mhm.
later, how that kind of messes with a guy's mentality in the long run. I got, blown off by a couple girls. I'm like, I'm doing everything right. Like,
True.
what am I doing wrong? Like, I'm
Facts.
being
Yeah.
such a good guy. Like, what am I doing wrong? So that's really what got me into it. There's a couple girls who pulled back, and I'm like, I've got to figure this out. Like, this isn't good.
Got you. So what got me into it was I made a video back on Twitter, and I got like 2 million views in 2 days. It was women have different availability for different men based off the day of the week. Now, mind you, I'm on Black Twitter. Black Twitter, if you don't know what that is, guys, it's just the biggest comedians and where all the trends start, right? Every meme you see on Instagram started off of Twitter, right? So it's like it was all jokes. So I no hate. I was using the B word, no hate. Everything was great. And that video took off. And I didn't want to do this at first, but after I realized I'm pretty good at making comedic advice, I was like, hey, let's just run with it. Made some more videos. They did really, really well. But when TikTok came around, people were saying, hey, take that content to TikTok and, men can use it. And I also want to touch on what you said about like you how to behavior towards women. If I do this, and this, it should work out. And after you didn't get the best results, you go, okay, I need to learn. I feel like it's the I'm not sure what the word is. Maybe you know what it is, but it's like admitting you don't know anything about women. There's a word for that. I don't know what word it is, but it's like admitting, you know what, I don't know, and it's okay to
I
not
think
know.
I think it's just ignorance.
True.
It's not it's a kind of a I don't want to make it a negative word, negative
Yeah,
connotation, but it
exactly.
is
Me
just
either.
kind of being ignorant to, female nature and how women act, and learning how to become the kind of guy that women pursue as opposed to the,
Yes.
the guy who's always pursuing women. And
Yes.
if you think about
Yes.
it, and this is definitely something from Corey Wayne. Corey Wayne says all the time, if they're chasing you, they're not leaving. But if you're pursuing a woman, then that means they're going away from you. So it's just a different way to think about it. And when you hear people, especially online now, in kind of the way that feminism has gone into relationships and
Yep.
worked into relationships, this mentality that we as women are the prize. Okay, like, I get your
Yeah, I
mentality,
get it.
but
Yeah,
men
sure.
have something to offer too, right? Like,
Yes.
you can't just say we are the prize because we've stepped on and diminished men. That's not how it works. Because if you think about it, all these women, just like all us guys, we have good role models in our lives that are
Mhm.
male, female, and we don't want to disappoint those people. And I actually had this conversation earlier on today with somebody
Mhm.
because they were like, are you dating? You single? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm dating, but the whole climate of everything's kind of weird. And they're like, why is that? I'm like, because me personally, I have very good female role models in my life, thinking my
Mhm.
sister, my mother, and my grandmother. And if the people that I'm dating are not like that, I'm out,
True.
because I know what a good relationship looks like, and
Mhm.
I'm not getting myself in a shitty relationship.
True. I feel like a lot of problems men have with women, it's always when they're chasing them. It's like, bro,
Yep.
like if you just learn to have a line in the sand, right? I will not pursue you or chase you if you do these things, and just drop it. Like you said, just drop it. It's over. Like I don't struggle with women anymore because I don't chase them. If I send a text, hey, let's grab a drink, no response, okay, low interest, move on. Not gonna
Yep.
go, hey man, I sent her a text and she didn't respond. What do you think that means? Like, dude, it just means she's not interested and just move on. Like people are, looking for answers too much. It's like, dude, just if this girl's treating you not the best, okay, just move on, brother. Go on to a girl. Cause once when they taste how high interest is, they'll never want to go back to, having low interest with, again.
And it's the same with both sides,
Yeah.
it's the same with all of us. Like if we've ever been pursued by a woman, we don't want to go back into a situation where we're just chasing all the time. It's the same with
Yeah.
women, but what's different about women is they have so many options and they
So
have so
many.
many desperate,
Oh,
thirsty guys.
yes.
If they're
Yes.
attractive, that makes them think that their value in attraction is value in a relationship. And that just does not translate. Value in a relationship has virtually nothing to do with attractiveness. Attraction is like marketing, dating is sales, and being in a
Yes.
relationship is customer service. So
Absolutely.
think about it. If you're attractive, your marketing is great. Cool. You got that out of the way. Attraction is the number one thing that gets somebody in the door. If you're a shitty salesperson, you're shitty at explaining your value to somebody without telling them your value, you're not going to get anywhere. And if you're
Absolutely.
bad at customer service, you won't keep a man or a woman. So that's where I think a lot of women go wrong in thinking that just because they're hot, everything is owed to them. And that's not how it works. And I think that's
Absolutely.
why women are so frustrated.
Absolutely. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is, who told you or what got you into making content on TikTok? Because you could have went, you could have went to YouTube, could have made a podcast. Why TikTok?
That's a really good question. So me personally, this is a couple months ago. I don't want to say
Okay.
I was anti TikTok. I kind
And
of
I
look at
was,
TikTok as,
I
as
was
like the
anti
kids,
TikTok.
it's a kids app. You know what I
That's what
mean?
I
Like,
said.
why
I
am I
want, I
screwing
thought it was
around with
kids.
this
Yeah.
17-year-old dancing app?
Yeah. True. That's my exact
Um,
words. That's funny.
and there's some people that I follow online, like just, I mean, I'm not a huge Gary V person. I do follow Gary
Oh,
V,
oh, I like Gary
and
too. Yeah.
yeah, and I feel like he's a proponent of trying to get in the next thing. So whether it's an investment, a
Yeah.
business,
Always.
social
Yeah.
media,
He's
like
always
getting
trying the
into
new
the
thing.
next thing and get
Yep.
ahead of the trend.
True.
So, I was thinking about TikTok and I was really going to try to do YouTube first, but after
YouTube's
doing a
way
lot of
harder, bro.
research and exactly, and you're on YouTube,
Yeah.
it takes a really long time to get a good following, and it takes a really long time, and your content is long form. That's the difference. Like
True.
when you're going to put this content on YouTube, you know how long it takes to get it
True.
on there, and how the viewers is going to be technically a lot lower than it would be on
Oh,
TikTok.
for sure.
Not the same traffic, but still. So I had a buddy, he's actually a video editor, and he actually works for Vice
Oh,
up
nice.
in New York
Sweet.
City. And he said to me, he's like, listen, man, you got a lot of good stuff you're talking about. Why don't you start putting it out somewhere? And I'm like, well, I've been thinking about doing YouTube. I bought a camera and all this stuff. And
Cool.
he's like, do it up. So then when I made a couple videos that I never ended up posting, I was like, man, the editing sucks. Like, I don't want
Gotcha.
to do this. So I'm like, how can I get this in front of a lot of people? And he's like, you should go on TikTok. And then I dove in headfirst. Like I don't really think much else outside of just putting content, keep my head down, and like getting in front of people and trying to build it up as quick as I can.
I like that, man, because with TikTok, it's I don't know the algorithm exactly, but it's probably where I think it works like this. You post a video, if let's say they show it to 20, 30 people, those people engage, okay, now here's 100. Okay, here's 500. It keeps just leveling you up to the next group of people, and they're seeing who interacts with it, who's sharing it, and they'll push it more to those people. And I feel like you post multiple times a day, right?
A lot, man. I try to do minimum two posts a day, on average three or four. So
Wow.
I don't know if you follow him. I'd recommend you follow him. His name is Robert Benjamin,
Okay.
and he's like the TikTok guru. He's got a lot of clients with a lot of followers. But I will say, man, like it's as you've seen, your best videos are the most controversial videos, and it's kind of like it's a double-edged sword, right, brother? Because like you can
Yes.
post something that's really really offensive, and it gets in the algorithm, and see ya, it's up. But a lot of backlash too. So, but TikTok is the number one place to grow on social media right now.
Oh, 100%. And
There's nowhere even close
the
compared to
fact I was
that.
able to go to 140K in 4 months is unheard. You can't do that in other places. It's like
Yeah, that's
the
crazy.
algorithm won't let you get that big. It's crazy. So I like how TikTok works because you use TikTok. It's almost like this is your mothership on TikTok. and you have your Instagram leg, your YouTube leg, and people start going to other places to mess with you, mess with your content. That's what I like the most about TikTok. So I was the same story.
Yeah.
I just was against it because I thought it was just a place where 14-year-old kids shook their hips and did dances. Then I figured out that there's a lane for legit everybody. You're a truck driver, there's a place for you. You're a barber, there's a place. Like everyone has their own niche and place to be. And once I learned that there's a okay, we all know men are down bad. Men probably DM you, hey, how do I talk to her?
Yeah.
How do I? It's like, dude, what? Like men are really down bad. So to us, some of this stuff is common sense, but to them, it's the first time they've ever heard it.
Yeah, man. It's it's unfortunate. And I think what happens is, and what we're doing that I think is, positive. If I had started to understand how some of this worked when I was like 19, 20,
I miss a lot of
21,
heartbreaks.
yeah, it's like, I think it's the heartbreaks is one part of it, but also like, dude, when you suck with women, it's bad for women. That's what people don't understand.
Wait, say again?
When you
Oh,
suck with women, it's
okay.
bad for women.
What do you
Think
mean?
about it.
Okay.
When you're bad at dating, it's bad
Okay.
for women. You want to know why? Because you're creepy. You're the stalker guy. You're the guy who blows her up.
Okay.
You're the guy who
Got you.
sends her
Okay.
inappropriate pictures. You over pursue. Like a man who is good with women and understands women is more beneficial for women and men because there's less frustrated women in the dating
Yeah.
pool.
Okay. True. Okay. Yeah. Because you see videos every day. I hate all men are trash. Me and you can read between the lines. When a woman says all men are trash, she's saying the men I've dated are trash. I'm not offended by that because I know I'm
Yep.
a great guy. So it's like
Yep.
I know what she's saying. She's not saying all men are trash. You know that's what she said. That's not what she means. Almost like when a girl says I'm fine, she's not. I know what that means. You know what I mean? So women though, I'll say, these women blank. Oh, are you saying all? I'm like, oh my God. Here. It's almost like they look for reasons to be upset sometimes. But anyway, I want to talk to you about the current dating game. What do you the reason why I call it a game? Because I don't think it's traditional anymore like it used to be with our parents. What do you think about the current dating game in 2021?
Yeah. So it is a game, unfortunately.
Yeah,
And you got multiple options.
true.
You can try to win the game. You
Yeah.
can try to be good at the game. Oh, so you can try to win. You can
Yeah.
try to be good at it. You could not play and you can
Yeah.
give up,
True.
or you can be in the game but not be a victim of the game. So what I mean by that
Yeah.
is like
The third one. Yeah. What's the
you
third one?
can go out and work on, picking up women, going on
Yeah.
dates, being good at it. But I think, and for me personally, I'm not involved in the game anymore. No one plays games with me because I'm so far ahead of understanding what women can do that's BS that I'm just ahead of it and I
Mhm.
catch it so early on, right? Like when you see a girl who you either met in person or you met on a dating app who's acting really interested in you, and then
Mhm.
out of nowhere she starts to pull back, I'm out. I've already removed myself from the situation because I don't need to be in the situation anymore because
Gotcha.
I know that getting that girl is not going to benefit me, right? Because me getting a girl that does toxic shit is going to make my life toxic.
Worse.
And that's what I'm trying to teach my clients. And that's not just guys. That's women. I coach women as well, and women come to me. The number one thing that women complain about is I'm talking to two or three guys and this one guy I can't figure out
I
every time. That is the most common thing. And then the number one most common thing with men is this girl's pulling back, or I got dumped. I don't know why I got dumped, or I got ghosted every time,
got
every
you.
single time.
So, guys, listen to what that woman said to him. There's the other guys I'm talking to, but there's
Mm-hmm.
one I just can't figure out. And that guy who she can't figure out is usually not playing by her rule book. These other guys are texting, calling, reassuring, complimenting dates, lots of time. Hey, you free tomorrow? You free the next day? Like they're doing all the things that she thinks she wants, but the guy that she can't figure out is not doing that. So my page to me is like what I do is try to teach men how to be that guy, and that's why I'm getting so much kickback because like no, like I think my checklist is when guys give me lots of free validation and attention. When I say guys pull that back some, don't do it so much, there's the kickback. So I agree. I feel like men, same thing in my DMs too. It's got ghosted and she's pulling back, blah, blah, blah. But what I tell guys is, man, try to put yourself first, hobbies and goals, and maybe her third. when you put a woman first, you start to do too much, and that's when they start to pull back, especially after the first date, the second date, they're already acting like they're in a relationship with the chick. And if you want to speak on that, I feel like you made a video on that. I was just watching it.
Yeah, for sure, man. I definitely can, but I'm curious, like, how did you personally, you know, how many straws before it broke the camel's back, right? Like, how many times did you have
Got
to
you.
kind of deal with
Yeah.
this before you
Okay.
realized that this is something that I've got to figure this out. You know what I
Got
mean?
you. So long story short, I told the full story on my Patreon for people who want to know the full story. But long story short, I was invested in this girl emotionally for about 6 months, from April to October. She lived in Santa Barbara, and we met down here, but she goes to school up there. So when we got together for our basically first date, she had a hickey on her neck, right? And when I called her out on that, she left me on red, never talked to me again. So I was like, wait, I have all this respect for this woman. I like this woman so much. And I realize
Yeah,
is like, you can't expect people to have your heart. I thought, hey, this girl knows I like her a lot, knows I respect her a lot. I'm assuming she would never do that to me because I would never do that to her. So
yeah,
when I was dropped on like a snap of a finger and never spoken to again, it made me realize, you know what? You need to figure out this game because you keep losing. It's like I was good with hooking up, but was not good at keeping a girl I liked. Because
yeah,
basically my mindset was okay, when you're hooking up with a girl, there's a game. But when you're dating a girl, there's no games. You should be totally upfront, see her all the time, compliment her, do what girls talk about in their songs and in their movies. Like, do that when you like her. And then that got me the L. So I had to realize, okay, let me figure this out. Let me read some books, listen to some podcasts, and learn this dating game because I'm not good at it. And that feeling of heartbreak or heartache, whatever you want to call it, sucked. And I didn't like feeling that way. So I had to learn the game so I could stop getting taken advantage of, because that's what was happening. I was being taken advantage of.
yeah. And we have to, that it is the way it is, man. Like, people learn through pain.
True.
You
That's
learn
true.
you learn through losses. If you're playing a little league game
Yep.
every day, and then you go play in the major leagues, you're going to lose, right? But
True.
if you're used to winning in little league, you're used to
Mhm.
winning in the D league, the worst league, right? That's not teaching you anything, because
True.
there's people that are up here succeeding at a way higher level that you're not even on their level. And like, honestly, man, like, it is something that guys need to take time to learn. They need to take time to figure themselves out and figure out their approach to dating, because if you don't, you will learn the hard way, and you'll probably learn the hard way with the woman that you really care
Yep.
about, because you're going to treat her differently than you
Yes.
treated every other woman that you were
That's what I
with.
did. Yep.
And women know when you're exceeding less value than them, because they're like, the hell am I dating this guy for? He's acting lucky to have me. Now, what I don't recommend is treating her like crap to make
No.
her think that she is of lesser value than you. But the thing is, she needs to know that you're all, if you're a relationship guy, she needs to know that you're all in on her. But if at any point she's not all in at you, that's okay. Take
Absolutely.
care.
So
It really is that simple.
absolutely. So speaking of on that, you are a purple pill guy. And for those people out there who don't know what that is, most people think there's just blue and red. Blue, she's the prize. I'll make sacrifices and compromises for her. Red pill, I'm the prize. She will make sacrifices and compromises for me. But there is a middle. So you can talk about what that middle is real quick.
Yeah. So the way that I would describe purple pill is a man who is red pill aware,
Okay,
but
he's
is
aware. Yeah.
still open to real relationships. And the reason why I say that is, it's just to say, it's very similar to the whole men and women can't be friends thing. Like, it's not likely, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Same way with relationships. It's not likely that you're going to find the girl that's perfect for you,
Yes.
but
What
it's
are some pros?
possible, and it's actually more possible than you think. So it's one of those things where I'm not going to cut myself off from good future potential relationships, because for me personally, I eventually want to have kids, right? Like, I want to have a family. I want that to be in my future. So for me, I can't just discount the whole dating and relationship thing and say I'm going full MGTOW and I'm out and women
Yeah.
are this, women are that. I know that the better that I understand women, the more options that gives me with women. And women open up and tell me things that they don't tell other men, because they know I'm not going to judge them for that, because I understand women. of years of turmoil of figuring it out, right? But like once you get on the same page with them where you're not judging them for their actions, they open up to you and it's easier to have a real relationship with them, right? So I would say purple pill is your red pill aware, but you're still willing to get in a relationship with
Mhm.
that right person because for future plans of family, and just raising a family, like single parent households really what cause a lot of the problems in men's lives today. Like I don't want to be somebody that's perpetuating that, right? Like I don't
Mhm.
want to go my own way and not be involved with women at all. I want to find a great woman who's supportive and nurturing, that'll be a good mother, have a child in the future. That's something that I want to do. So that's how I would kind of describe purple pill. You're aware of all the bullshit, but you know how to kind of sort through, women to find the right one.
I agree. I feel like a lot of men who are red pill right now, who are in their young, like talking like 16 to 24 young, you know what I mean? They're red pill right now. But as they get older, they're gonna eventually, you know what? I'm aware, but I am willing to have that relationship. And I feel like that's probably what I'll probably do too. And but as of right now, my younger days, I just feel like for me right now, um, two things. Number one, I still need to work on my masculinity because guess what? These guys said they're red pill. Have a 10 walk through the door and see how they act. The
Yep.
game goes right
Beta.
out the window, right out
Beta
the.
simp every time. It is a beta simp
uh,
move every single time, dude.
yep.
Every time.
So what I'd like to do is like how I want to work on my masculinity, right? When I'm around this is one girl I'm talking to. There's one. Like no, there's two total, but there's the one I am talking to, the other two, one. She's a drop dead Barbie, but I keep myself, Chad, don't over compliment, don't over because I know she's gorgeous, but you gotta stay in your frame here. Because
It's
she
hard,
goes
man.
on dates with guys who pedestalize her, bring her flowers, and like all the time. You gotta be stay in your masculine frame. And that's what I'm trying to work on, right? Because like I said, everyone's red pill until that 10 walks to the door. So I'm working on, being around beautiful women and staying in frame. The second thing is right now, I feel like when with relationships, a lot of women want to see you a lot of the time, right? Maybe three, four times out the week. And I feel like
Yep.
I'm growing this business. I'm growing a videography business. I have hobbies. It's like I don't think I'll be the best boyfriend right now with all the work I'm doing, unless the girl's cool with seeing me maybe twice a week. And some girls that's like, what the hell? I want to see you all the time. So
Yeah.
those are two things that are kind of slowing me down from hopping into them. But I am young. I'm only 24. There's no, real rush. And also the cool thing is with men as well, which you know since you're red pill aware, it's like our SMV kind of goes up when we get to 30, 35. When some women, it
Yeah.
starts to go down. So, they're like you said, their marketing is weakening as they're getting older, right?
Yeah.
Where us, we're actually gonna get even more handsome as we may hit 30, 32.
Yeah, and it is true, man. I totally agree with you there. Especially the part that I can tell you're prioritizing your business and what you're doing, and think
Yeah.
about it for your potential future family.
Yes.
If you sacrifice a little bit of pussy now,
Yes.
4 or 5 years from now, how much more money and time and peace of mind are you going to have, man? Because not being good at dating wears on you. There's a
Yeah.
reason why a lot of guys follow us and me as well, women, men, whatever. There's a reason why a lot of people follow us
True.
because they got to that point in their life where you and I were a couple years ago,
Hmm.
where it's like, this is just stressful. Is this even worth it? And
True.
it is worth it, but it's worth it when you're ready. And then when you're ready, now your goal is to find the person that is also ready to be with. So it is difficult. It's a numbers game, but I'll tell you what, if you get married in today's climate too early, too soon, the divorce rate's over 50
50.
50. So you're screwed. So let me put it to you this way.
Yeah.
Would you rather wait around for the rarity or would you rather jump on somebody that you're going to have a bad time with and then get a divorce? Because I sure don't want a divorce and I don't even know if I'm going to get married, but I know I
True.
want to have kids. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Getting married and having kids don't always need to be the same thing. I think that's a misconception a lot of people have. Like, you can have a life partner and you can be with them
Hmm.
forever or however long and have a kid. Marriage is a legal
Yeah.
commitment,
With
an
that
agreement.
piece of paper.
Do you
Yeah.
know what
That's
I'm
different.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm involving the state and the government in my relationship. It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'll never get married. I'm just saying that like legally it's kind of weird. So, you know what I mean? I just think that the whole working on yourself thing, it is obviously important, but it's going to make you a better person
I agree.
for whoever you're with in the future. And that's better for them. Like they
I
can't argue with that.
Facts. Speaking on marriage, man, like it's funny. This they actually may see this actually. I was on a podcast and they approached me kind of as if like they're like fans of the content, but it actually was kind of like a devil's advocate podcast. And
Yeah.
I was saying, look, man, the marriage rate as of right now, I don't mind, having a woman that I really love and she loves me. But as far as getting the government involved, it's just not I'm not sure right now if that's what I want. And, I said, hey, man, if you went up to the bar to get a drink and the guy said, hey, there's a 50% chance you may die drinking this. Will you take it? They're like, well, yeah. I'm like, okay, shit. I'm not sure if I would take it 50-50. That's a little too
You're like,
much.
I'm thinking twice. You're like,
Yeah,
I'm
facts.
thinking twice. That one is the drink worth it? Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Absolutely. So I think we may have spoken on this, but we can get more in detail. Have you ever had to change your dating approach from like how you were when you were 18, 16 to now? Was there changes?
Yeah. So we talked about the way that it needed to change kind of when I was like towards my earlier 20s. So I'm 27
Okay.
now. But we talked about a little bit more kind of like the shift in the mentality in the game to kind of where I'm at now. But I will say, just in terms of age, when you start dating women who are in their late 20s that are
Different.
really serious about settling down, your approach definitely has to
Yeah, it
change
has to
because
change. Yeah.
it's more, you can't really go into it with the whole like, hey, like let's go on a date, but I'm also not looking for anything serious because then
Yeah, I
you're that
tried that.
35-year-old guy that all women complain about on social media. Like dating in your 30s, be like, yeah, of
True.
course the guy you're talking to is emotionally unavailable. He's literally been single for the past 15 years. Like, is that hard for you to do the math? But
Yeah.
for some reason, women don't do the math. And then they come to me and I'm like, hey, here's everything that's going on. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should take into account that he's been single and 35 and a millionaire and attractive forever because he doesn't have to settle down. He's not going to settle down with you, but it comes back to he's the one out of three guys that's not going to commit, and
Yep.
I want him.
Damn.
So it keeps circling back to that because women are used to getting guys.
What
So
they
when
want.
you're
Yep.
when you're not a commodity, when you're a
Ooh.
rarity, women are like,
Yep.
oh shit, what's going on with that guy? Like I'm kind of interested. So
Dude.
as I've
Got it.
gotten older, the
Facts.
approach to the dating game has changed for me because now I'm dating women a little bit more seriously that are my age. And the women that I date, they have pretty solid jobs, they're smart people, but it's also being a little bit more patient, but also me understanding like, why are you still single without asking? Because you got to think about those things. So you're right, like men's SMV goes up over time, women's does decrease. I'm sorry, ladies, it's
Yeah.
just true.
Just
Like it is what it is. It's not knocking you.
yeah.
But it's
Facts.
one of those things where a lot of times over time, the more failed relationships people are in, the
Hmm.
worse their mentality is. So if you're dating somebody who's single in their 30s and they've been dating a lot over the past 10 years, they're going to have a lot of ex drama and ex baggage that might become your problem.
Absolutely. And you hit a lot of great nails on the head about, like they just want that guy that's just not a commodity. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm trying to teach guys. Like, for example, we'll touch on this and we'll go back to the next question. I made a video. See if you agree. You probably saw it. Everyone was trying to rip on me for it. And I still stand on everything I say.
Yeah.
I made it. Did you see the video where I said how to get girls at parties?
That one went more viral than other ones. So what was it that you said in there specifically that really triggered people?
Okay, number one, I said the B word. And let's talk about the B word. First of all, I don't give a number
Yep.
one, listen, every single person, every black woman, black man, or anyone who made videos about me, go to their open their phone and go to their music. I guarantee you they have tons of music that's misogynistic.
Yeah.
Tons. Tons. So when YG uses it, Drake uses it, it's great, it's cool. Or that one trend. I don't like good bitches. I like they love those videos, right?
They just not it. The TikTok
But
song.
but when
Yeah.
I do it, I'm public enemy number one. Who's your favorite comedian? You love Dave Chappelle? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people are holding me to this high standard. Like you can't say that. Okay, then why are your favorite entertainers saying it? People in movies like why is everyone saying it then? You call your girlfriends that. So like anyway, so I said first bitches. That triggered everybody. Number two, I said this. If you see her choosing on you, right? Now, don't be looking like this in the party. Like I said, don't be looking like this. You seem like you're being too thirsty. Be with your boys, have a good time, right? If you see in the corner of your eyes, girls looking, girls peeping, girls pointing, that's a choosing signal. You then go up to her, hey, what's your name? Oh, you're Jessica. Hey, I'm Chad. It's a pleasure to meet you. And go about your night. They had a fit when I said that. Why? Well, that's so weird. Why would you not? um, ask for her number right then and there. What? That's just like, no, listen. The whole point I understand with women, they want what they can't have. Why this guy that I chose with my eyes come up to me and then leave me alone? Is it because I smell bad? Did I say something wrong? Am I ugly? Like you make their mind start doing like the hamster on the wheel, right? And then when you come back to them in 30 minutes, hey, what are you drinking? Oh, you're drinking so and so. Hey, so like you close on the second time, get her number or wherever you want, right? So it's like that was all I said. But that video has over, I think, over 1 million views. All these people trying to hate on me. It's like, dude, I feel like that's just how it works for me.
And the thing is, it's hard to like say this without sounding insensitive, because when you make videos like that, it's a good thing that you got that many views, right?
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
you're making video, it's a weird paradigm, right?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I could make a video about something that could really piss somebody off and I could get a lot
Yes.
of views, which I have done multiple
Yeah.
times. But it's, I'm not lying to people. It's just the truth.
True.
And people sometimes don't like to hear the truth
They
when it's
don't.
against them. You know, they don't want to deal with that. So
Facts.
I mean, in terms of that approach, I don't think it's a bad approach. I mean, I personally have done something similar to that in my
Yeah.
life, so I know it works. I mean, it just really comes down to the fact that people give casual hookups and encounters a really bad reputation. When the fact is, a lot of people who give it a bad reputation are either doing it or have done it. So again, you don't want to tell people the way that, you know, they're sexualizing other people is a good or bad thing, because it's not a bad thing if the person that you're approaching with that mentality has the same mentality. Then it's called friends with benefits.
Yeah.
I don't really know anybody in 2021 that would disagree with friends with benefits or has not done it themselves who has options.
True.
So shaming the whole like pickup game thing, I don't really agree with people doing that. The only thing that I disagree with is just calling women bitches indiscriminately. But the thing is, it's not a knock against you. It's just the only thing that's going to get you hate. Like when you say like these bitches, that immediately is going to get you 20% more views.
Oh
So
yeah,
say
and
it.
I knew
You
that,
know
and
what I
I knew that,
mean?
and
You
I
know what I
knew that,
mean, bro?
and I
Like
knew that,
say it. Like
and I
that's
knew that.
that's you. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with people saying that. Like to your point, people rapping and saying all that stuff. I personally wouldn't say it on my channel, but that's just me. Like I'm not saying do what you want, man. Like I personally, I don't really, it's not like you went out and said like women are all garbage, all women should die, which for some reason women say that about
All
men,
the time.
which is crazy. I'm like, whoa, you shouldn't be able to say that. So yeah, my point is, if also if people are knocking your style and approach and pickup, like
Okay.
okay, the people who are knocking that are probably not hooking up with anybody either. So why? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like if that works for you and that's your goal, then do it.
True.
It's literally that simple. People getting pissed off thinking your approach doesn't work doesn't make their approach any better. And they also don't have an approach, for the record. Like
Oh, we
people
don't.
who there's a reason why the algorithm is smacking them in the head with dating and pickup content. Don't forget that.
Facts. I agree, man. I 100% agree. Like so I've now stopped using that word because I feel like good content creators, like you can strip me of my tools, I can still make the same content. It doesn't
Yep.
matter. It's just I've realized that that word, because okay, bro, up to 55K, no backlash. Not a single hate comment. It was like, dude, I'm growing fast and no one's hating. This is weird. Like where
Yeah.
like sometimes I even asked for it. I put hashtag feminist in the video. I was like, dude, where's my hate? I need it.
Yeah.
Where is
I
it?
hashtag feminism all the time because I want sometimes I'll hashtag feminism and red pill because I want different people to come in and engage with the content.
True. And I was
I
asking
want
for
there
it.
to be a discussion.
True. And how I got so how I gained 75,000 followers in a day was a woman with a 500,000 followers found a video. I think you'd agree with this as well. My stance. Again, verbiage, was it aggressive? Hell yeah. But I said this, if you match with a woman on a dating app and you ask her out and she goes, you know what? COVID, I can't. I said, drop the B word. Legit. Women took that as me perpetuating rape culture because women don't owe men anything.
Yeah, again, like what I agree with at the root cause of all of this, if
Yeah.
you have a woman without moderately high interest in you, willing to
Yeah.
go on a date, then stop talking to her. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? It's just about the packaging. Like you put the packaging, it was on fire and you threw it at somebody. Whereas I would just say if somebody on the dating app has moderately low interest in you and is not willing to actually meet up, don't go on a date with them. So we're effectively saying the same things. It's just minus a couple words that are going to really piss people off. That's really what it comes down to. You know what I mean? And again, like, hey, 75K in one day, do you, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you, bro? It's not like you did anything illegal on camera or something,
No, did none of that, man. And
honestly.
it's it does come down to packaging, you know, it really does. And it's in because we both said the same thing. I just said it way more aggressively because I knew that would get way more attention, and it freaking did, and it
Yeah.
did, and it blew up.
And in terms of, and dude, in terms of dating during COVID, like I'm not dating 900 women at once. Like if I'm going on a date with somebody, I might be talking to another woman or two,
Mhm, that's
and
too. I
I'm
got
being
you.
responsible enough, right? So it's one
Yeah,
of those things where I trust other people that I can go on a date with them during a pandemic. It's a one-on-one date. It's not a rave in
yeah,
someone's
true.
basement, right? Like it is what it is. We can't live our lives on hold and never date again and wait for everyone to get vaccinated. Like I'm not, what that would mean from the beginning to now, like beginning of COVID
March,
until
yeah,
now, I'm
March,
not going to
yeah,
go on date for 2 years. Like
yeah.
I'm going to wait till the end of the year. That's nuts. That is going to make people more mentally compromised and physically compromised than
True.
actually getting, you know, an illness of some sort. It truly would. You know what I mean? Depriving people of actually seeing other people and going on dates is unhealthy, in my opinion.
I agree. So it's like if a girl, hey guys, if a girl tells you, hey, we can't link up because of COVID, just gotta move on, man, because that's just low interest. Because she really wanted you, she'd see you.
Yeah.
So, next thing is let's talk about the nice guy, right? I feel like whenever even I say it in a video or the guys in the comment section say, you know, they're debating with girls in the comments, a woman's most popular response is nice guys aren't nice. They have these intentions and they aren't really nice. So my response is to them using their own vocabulary is, are you generalizing saying there's no such thing as a nice guy? So what do you think about the whole nice guy thing?
Man, if those are the kind of the responses in the comments that you're giving you when you talk about nice guys, I don't think they really understand what nice guys really are, right? And another thing that I really disagree with, and I don't know why TikTok keeps putting this in front of me, is you ever seen those videos where they're like, men have the bar set so low, like it's so impossibly low they still can't pick it up. Like the bar for men is like in the basement. Like have you ever seen those kind of videos where like the bar for men is so low and they can't even reach that bar? Like have you ever seen
I
similar
have,
videos to
but I
that?
scroll by it because I'm not even give it. I'm not going to entertain it. But where are you going with this?
Yeah, so where I'm going with this is a lot of women are attributing a man's value to to his appearance. So a
Absolutely.
lot of women automatically categorize men who are, you know, unattractive or like overly nice
Mhm.
as like he might be able to reach the bar but he can't get to a bar that said hi because he's not attractive. But these attractive guys, the bar for them is so low and they can't even reach it. Like so they're immediately starting to talk about the bar being set by a man's attractiveness and what he has to offer. So my question, a lot of times when women say this, they use the term high value guy,
Okay.
because when we talk about high value women, I say, what's a high value guy? You can't answer it because everything that you give me as an answer is an entitled and shallow answer. Everything that you give me as an answer is either financial, physical, or what he can do for you.
Yeah, those
It's
are the
not a
most common.
cooperation. It's about what can you do for me, which I don't respect. And on my channel, I demand, because women demand this,
They
that people be given a fair playing field. And I, again, dude, I talk about this. One of the videos I get the most hate on, especially recently,
okay.
was paying on a date. I pay
I pay too.
because
Personally,
I
yeah,
can
yeah,
and I want to. No one's
exactly.
going to tell me I have to pay, right? I've got friends that I know, two of them actually, before they broke up, they were living with their girlfriend. They were paying at least three-quarters of the rent and they got dumped. And both of their girlfriends would consider themselves feminists, equality, this, that, whatever. They had jobs, but the thing is their jobs paid less, not because of a pay gap
Yeah,
or
pay
pay
gap.
equity
Yeah,
or anything like that. They
yeah.
didn't do the same job. It's like the fact that both of them were like on their purpose, good jobs. The women that they were with just had jobs that didn't pay well, but also they had enough money to spend on clothes, shoes, and vacations with their friends, but they couldn't pay money towards rent. It blows my
Mm,
mind, man.
true.
And both of them would consider themselves devout feminists. So we need to start digging into a little bit more what the definition of equal treatment is between the two people, because I don't feel that their treatment is equal. But to go back to the nice guy
Nice guy.
thing,
Yeah.
to go back to the nice guy thing, there's a difference between being nice and being respectful.
Okay.
I'm respectful. I'm
Gotcha.
not very nice.
Mhm.
Because when someone disrespects me, I'm just like, I'm not going to be nice. Like, I'm going to remove myself from this situation and I'm not a
Absolutely.
pushover. Now, nice guys who kind of bend over backwards always get friend zoned because they
Yes.
just treat women like their friends would.
Ah, okay. Got you.
They
Yeah,
put
man.
themselves in the friend zone. You know what I mean? And again, like I said before, women are much happier when men are good at dating because they get the guy that they want.
Absolutely. My take on, the nice guy is more so, okay, when a guy wants to take you out on a nice date, the goal is to impress you. And if he impresses you, he hopes and impressing you can lead somewhere, either be the
Yeah.
bedroom or relationship down the line. So when they say, "Oh, nice guys only do things for their benefit," well, like it's almost like nice guys get pleasure in making sure you're happy. So
Yeah.
hey, I may not be able to afford this nice date, but I know it'll make her happy, and that's the issue. It's like, dude, do this date for you. Do you want to go here and spend this much money? No. Okay, then don't do it. You know?
What do you think constitutes a nice guy? Like what do you think a
Yeah.
nice guy does on a date or what is his approach to dating and why do you think there's so many nice guys?
So I feel like, for example, I'm a man who speaks out against, the norm in dating. They see all the hatred I get, right? They're like, okay, I'm not going to get the hate like this guy. So I'm going to do the opposite of what he does, right? I guarantee you, if I were to make a video, hey guys, make sure on the first date you go wherever she wants to go. Doesn't matter if it's out your budget. You bring flowers. Girls would love my content. Who, yes, this king, like this is right, fellas. They tag their
Yeah.
boyfriend, right? A bunch of women would love that content because it makes them feel safe. My content makes them kind of have to perform, right? And when you put performance anxiety on that, it makes them feel a bit uncomfortable. Like, wait, if I bail, you're not gonna hit me back up again. So I have to reach out to you. Oh,
Yeah.
cancel this guy. Oh,
It's the prize mentality.
exactly. And I'm teaching
It's
men
the
that.
he has to work for me mentality. But again, like we don't live in a traditional society. So like
Mhm.
what are you offering that makes him have to work for you? Because men have to come to the table and offer things for you to work
Yes,
for us. So what are you
absolutely.
offering? That's the question.
Got you. And also about the nice guy. I feel like the nice guy, it kind of goes back to like the beta male mentality. Even though girls argue that doesn't exist, I don't care about your opinion, Karen or user 305. I don't care what you think. The beta mindset more so is, how can I do things to impress her? That's it. It's more so, it's the back to the pedestalization, right? Of doing things for her, making sure she likes it. So for me, I go where I want to go. I say, hey, let's go to Earth Cafe in Laguna Beach. Great spot. I like that spot. That's where I want to go. It's not because I'm trying to impress her. Also,
Yep.
I feel like the nice guy feels like women don't want sex. Women don't want to be touched. You know what I mean? That was my mindset for a little bit. Oh, women don't want that. They want to be respected. They want to go at least 4 or 5 dates without it. Like, it's like they
Yeah,
assume
man.
they don't want that. And they, trust me,
That's
they do.
exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That was exactly what came to my mind from kind of the
Nice.
difference between early on dating versus like as you start to understand like building physical attraction and
Yep.
being a guy who's assertive. Like a lot of guys are scared to make a move because they feel like they'll be disrespecting a woman if they make a move, whereas a lot of women who are attracted to you actually feel unattractive if you don't
Don't.
make a move. So
Facts.
that's why this whole like overly nice guy thing is not getting anybody anywhere because you're not going to get any physical fun and she's not going to get any physical fun or validation because you're just sitting back like I don't want to make a move, I don't want to be too much. I'm not saying be too much, I'm saying make a move, bro. Like
Absolutely.
at
I
least
agree.
try to kiss her, like
At
do
least bare
something.
minimum.
Like
Just
do
try
something,
something.
bro.
I
You
agree,
know?
man. I much rather go, of course, with proper consent. That word's so popular, with proper consent. At least
Of course.
go for something and get rejected, then drive home going, damn, what if? I'm just gonna just
Absolutely,
take my
man.
L. Just take my L on the chin. I've been rejected on dates before, and that's totally okay. Who cares? I just didn't hit him back up again. You know what I mean? It's no big deal. I
Dude, yeah.
curse her out,
We've
call her
all we've all
names,
been there.
just
You're
left.
totally right.
Absolutely. So the next thing, let's talk about the hate comments. What's a popular hate comments you get, and like if you do respond, how do you do respond to those?
Okay, so the two videos I got the most hate on. The first
Mm.
one was the three types of women, and
Okay.
was it the three? Yeah, the three types of women in a guy's mind.
Okay.
And the three types of women in a guy's mind were, just the hookup,
Okay.
friend zone,
Okay.
and long term or wife material.
I agree. Well,
And what I
what's the
got
problem
on
with that
that,
video? What's the
well,
problem
the
with that?
problem with the first part was the packaging. It wasn't aggressive. I didn't use any like
Yeah.
slurs or anything like
Exactly. Yeah.
that.
Exactly.
But I was like, bopping around my living room, selfie mode, like
Okay. Yeah.
talking aggressively, like here are the three types of women in a guy's mind. And apparently it must be toxic masculinity or something. I don't know. I
Hmm.
didn't take the class on that in college,
Yeah.
but apparently I got labeled with that somehow. I got a
Okay.
degree in that. So all the comments were like, this seems very, misogynistic. This oh, you're categorizing women into three categories. That's all we've got. That's all you can do. That's funny. My top response to that was, before I posted this video, I did the four types of men in a woman's life. None of y'all saw that. And
No.
none of
Yeah.
y'all care to go watch that because your confirmation bias is on red alert because you see a guy who has an opinion.
Yeah.
Men can tell other men what to do.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Men cannot tell women what to do.
Oh no, you
Women can
cannot.
tell anyone what to do.
Anyone.
Women can tell other girls, children, elderly,
Yeah.
the neighbor who's a trans, they can tell anything what to do. But a guy can't tell anybody shit. Because if he tells a woman something, he's toxically masculine. So that was
True.
the first set of comments I got. The second one I got was about the three types of women. So typifying women is really getting me in trouble here. The three types of women that you meet when the check comes out. So there's 50-50 girl who offers to split it but doesn't want to split it.
It doesn't want
The
to split
second,
though.
yeah, doesn't really want to split it. The second one is right here.
Oh
She
yeah.
just kind of,
Yeah. Just
I'm
hopefully you
waiting.
just
I'm
you
waiting.
take the
Yeah,
initiative. Exactly. Okay.
I'm waiting. And then the third was the prize mentality, the queen who thinks that you have to pay.
Okay.
And I
So.
had a problem with that when I said like no one's entitled to our money, and that's what pissed people off. The fourth
Oh,
one, technically, I only said three, but I gave a fourth. The fourth was a unicorn because that's the one who pays for the whole bill, and that'll never happen. So I've never seen a unicorn. So the comment section, the number one and two thing was, number one was tell me you're poor without telling me you're poor, and then the second one was um, basically like this guy is a terrible man up. Now this one was funny because traditional women came to the party.
okay.
White knight guys came to
Yeah.
the party
White Knight
for
came.
women, and then you had and then who was it? And then you even had feminists who came in who were getting mad at them. And then there was maybe
Oh,
10% of guys who were like, oh, I understand the struggle. But I did get about 5 or 6 DMs from different women who follow me. They're like, to be honest with you, you're right. It is a double standard. Men shouldn't be entitled to pay, but we appreciate when you pay. And just those 3 or 4 people, especially women that comment and say that to me, they keep me going because I know that there's normal people left.
yes.
So other than that, it's funny. It's funny when girls like comment like the shrimp emoji on stuff. I always find that one hilarious. Like he's got shrimp energy. Like you probably haven't seen a shrimp in 6 months, so calm
Yeah.
down. So I don't know, dude. It's the shaming tactics are funny. So what about
Yeah.
you?
So for me, I have a plethora. So let's talk about my favorite. I hate women. Okay. Let's talk about the I hate women.
God.
So you know what? I actually am such a fan of women. I got books on them. Here, I got books. I got books about women. I listen to podcasts about women. I listen to clinical psychologists and doctors talk about women. I am actually a fan, a major fan. That's why I get paid to
Yeah,
do what
man.
I do, right? I'm a fan of women, right? And my favorite is when, girls comment, this is misogynistic. Oh, so I'm sorry. When girls comment, this is misogynistic. Okay, okay. What part of this video did I teach men how to have ingrained hatred towards women? And then it's a backpedal. Okay, you didn't say anything, but it's how you said it. Okay, then how should I say it? Well, I don't know. You should. It's like this backpedal. Like they don't come with any type of real
Yep.
argument. When I say it,
Well, because they're yelling at you, they're not yelling at the argument. I think the term is ad hominem. Essentially,
yes,
you're
that's true.
attacking the person. You're not attacking the logic of the argument. But
Never.
as you and
Yeah.
I both know, like learning women a little bit more, women argue emotionally, and men usually
Yes.
argue logically. Men will argue
Mhm.
the point, and women
The
will
point.
usually argue against you. And I made a video on this one the other day because I think it's very unfair, and I think it's a double standard. And I know you've gotten this one a lot because I've seen this one a lot. Is who hurt you?
Ah,
How
yes.
many times have you gotten that one? I'm sure at this point it's music to your
Thousands of who
ears. How
hurt
many
me.
times people have said that to you?
And everyone's been
Like,
hurt.
wow,
Everyone's
he
been
must
hurt.
be
Yeah.
terrible with women who
I'm
hurt you.
great. I'm
But what you're doing, and when you say that, is you're usually shaming the victim of being hurt when they didn't do anything wrong on paper. Like, for instance, women could ask the question, who hurt you, to nice guys, and it would resonate more with nice guys than it would with players, because players get hurt less than nice guys. Nice guys usually get hurt by women more often because they didn't do the things that attract women. They did the things that repel women. So nice guys have been hurt more often than usual. So now you're victimizing nice guys for being nice and blaming them for being the victim, not blaming the fact that you treated the nice guys like crap and you have victimized them. So the whole
Wow.
who hurt you thing, you're blaming the victim who got hurt by someone else for that person's bad behavior. That
Absolutely. That's a
it
great way to
doesn't make
put it, man.
sense.
Great way to
It
put it.
doesn't make sense.
And I'm gonna start using that. Because you're it was a lot more. That was a much more calculated response for me. It's like, listen, we've all been hurt. And actually, I use this analogy too with them. It's like this. Okay, let's just say I was overweight. If I'm overweight and women are telling me about this diet and I keep doing it and I'm getting no results, at what point should I change my diet here? I'm doing this diet that the girls told me to do. It's not working. But once I try the dude's diet, I'm losing weight. So now they're shaming me for getting results. I'm
Yep.
being shamed for getting results. I this the past year and a half has been so much more successful with women, right? Because I'm standing my ground. One of my favorite things that happens is I stand my ground, they leave, and then I can you see this? Okay. It's funny, it's happened just now. Okay.
Let me see.
This chick on Hinge, right? She's in her 30s. I told her we're about to get a drink. She says, "Wait, what are your intentions?" I said, "Hey, not looking for my wife right now. Let's keep it a buck with you." She goes, "Hey, I do appreciate that, but I'm looking for something more serious." I said, "Okay, no problem." That was her just now asking, "You know what? Let's get a drink." I guarantee,
See?
and I
Yeah.
guarantee you, it's because hey, I stood my ground, and she was like, "Damn, all these guys on Hinge I matched with, and all I want is the guy that didn't want me." And here she is coming right back. So it's like I'm learning to be, so much more by reading the books and the knowledge that I'm not getting hurt anymore. And they don't
And
like
man,
that.
respect to you for being transparent, right?
True.
Because I've actually kind of heard this argument before. A lot of nice guys, like you and I talked about before, they don't lead in with their true intentions.
They
So
don't.
how nice are they? Because a lot of nice guys say, like, I just want to court you, I just want to date you, I want to do all these nice things. When in reality, in the back of their mind, even if they want to date you or not, they do want to have sex.
They do.
And lying about that up front in the disguise of being nice is
Hmm.
actually unethical because
I
you're
agree.
not being real with somebody. The people I date now, I'm dating to be in a relationship because that's just where I'm at in my life. If
Good.
you personally aren't and you're telling people that that's what you're, I'm not looking for anything serious, you're being real. You can't discredit somebody for being honest about their intentions, but you can discredit a nice guy for acting like he's a nice guy, but then only trying to get in your pants.
Absolutely. And another hate comment that so I hate women. Okay, I don't obviously who hurt you. And then there's also it's funny, right? The she her community, lesbian LGBT community, they always talk about, oh, we're homophobic, we're this, we're that, but they're constantly body shaming, right? Shrimp in it, they're constantly body shaming and they're constantly being homophobic. When you come out the closet, just date men. Okay, is there a problem with dating men? Like, so it's like they're constantly coming to the content. Instead of critiquing it, they're just body shaming and being homophobic. And I don't mind it. It's just words. It's just funny coming from that community that claims to be so, oh, we're against all that. No, you come to my page and you do all of that. It's interesting. But
I mean, they were being they were essentially being derogatory about saying that you're a straight you're a gay man pretending to be straight when they themselves are not straight. So to
yeah,
your point, is that a bad thing? Like,
true.
why are you using that as a negative response to my post that you didn't like? Why would
Absolutely.
not being straight be a bad thing if you're not straight?
Exactly, dude. It's it's funny, but it's one thing I've learned to get used to because honestly, I think as humans, we're not supposed to be exposed to this many people. You know, Like it is not supposed to get exposed to thousands of people leaving hateful messages. But I feel like as a content creator, if you're speaking truth, you will be, what's the word, chastised, or
Yep.
whether, yeah, you will be. If you made content that's just, it was just about, roses and flowers, you may get some haters, but not a lot. But you want to speak truth, there's a price to pay. And I'm cool with it, because I think you should do this too, man. I do weekly Zoom calls, free. We all come in, it's a lot more intimate, talk to 10 to 15 people, usually, who show up, and we just
Yeah.
talk, right? And to hear these men go, bro, like, you changed my life, bro, like, this has impacted me, this has changed who I am. I appreciate that. That keeps me going. Because waking up to 1,000 comments, like, God damn, like, especially when the big creators use their platform, they weaponize it against me. And
Yeah.
let's talk about that for a second. I'll get this off my chest. I'm not on TikTok to go back and forth with grown men about what I say. I don't care. I don't care. I'm on this
Yeah.
platform to just give my guys game, and that's it. Now, mind you, could I've gone way bigger, going back and forth with all these million people with a million followers? I easily could have, but that's not what I'm on the app for. I'm here to help men. It's not to grow. Of course I want to grow, but that's not number one. Number one is to provide value. That's number one. And how am I providing value? Going back and forth with these dudes. I'm not. I'm giving some
Yeah.
entertainment.
And that's just your truth, man. Like it's
Sure.
your approach and it's your channel, like TikTok has its community guidelines. If you said something ridiculous, then they can take that down. That's their choice. But it's your channel. And the thing is, people don't have to follow you. The
They
guys who
don't.
follow you are the ones that are either, taking something away from what you're saying or applying it and it's working. And again, somebody commented on one of my videos earlier and they tagged you and they're like, what do you think of his account? I said he's more of a pickup account, whereas I'm more of
Yes.
a dating and relationship account. It's
Absolutely.
just different. I'm not gonna say he's a shitty human being
Yeah.
for calling women bitches. It's like I don't do it, but again, like it's not my channel. So I'm not here to police people. Like I've had people get tagged in my posts, like the one about paying the bill. Like somebody tagged some guy who I go on his account and he just clearly, I mean, he's gay, but it has nothing to do with being gay. But he just literally like shames straight men like all the time. He goes in straight like, "You're treating women like shit. You're doing this." I'm like, you got to understand. My analytics show that I have a little bit more women than men that follow me. Like women don't think I'm a shitty person. So like when I get these comments that say, and I don't get a lot of them. But when I get these comments, are like, "You don't care about women. You don't get it." I'm like, you don't understand. 50-50 of my clients and even more than 50% of my
Yeah.
analytics are women
Yes.
because women want to hear from a guy what the hell is going on and how do I change it. I had a girl, I did it for my first live yesterday and it was pretty
Nice.
cool. I had like
Awesome, man.
like 25, 30 people in there, but it
Good.
was, it was good. And a woman messaged me after and she said, I would be honest with you. I asked a question, you answered it, and you're very honest about it and very respectful. And she's like, I'm going to change these two things about what I'm doing now because I don't think that men enjoy that. And I'm like,
Wow.
fair enough. Like, I'm happy that I helped
Real
you,
value.
I mean, because I'm not going to lie to people. You can't go to people with an inconsistent message.
I agree, man. That's awesome. And I feel like you should go live more and interact with people and do a Zoom call. Because is now, mind you, is not mind you, but more so like, is this what's the name of your TikTok page again?
It's performance, and then it's underscore potential. So
So
performance
performance
potential.
potential, right? Is are you trying to grow this? Is this like actual, like, a business you're trying to grow, or is it just like just for fun?
100%. Yeah, man. Yeah. So, I mean, on my actual page, there's a link on there. I use an app called Community, and it's the way that I can interact with people and they can text me. So it comes through to my phone as a regular text message. I can text back and forth with, individuals who ask me questions. And then usually if I get into the weeds with a lot of questions and it's becoming a little bit overwhelming, I'll usually schedule a Zoom call. So I'll do like paid Zoom calls and stuff too. So yeah, long term, I want to grow it. I've been really happy so far with the people that I've worked with. It's been exciting so far.
That's awesome. Yeah, guys. So definitely, if you want to, reach out to him, check his channel out. He does a really good job with giving a more neutral perspective. Mine is mostly, men positivity, blah 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 blah. But he does a good job of, doing both, where it's neutral and it's for everybody. So I appreciate you coming on, and I hope we can definitely do another one, because this is probably one of my favorite ones I've ever done. So I appreciate you coming on, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I think it was good to connect with you because people might get some preconception about watching your channel as like you're a guy who doesn't like, you know what I mean? But it's good
Absolutely.
to be able to sit down and have a conversation with somebody who might not 100% agree on everything that you say, but to get to the point of all the details and, find
Absolutely.
common ground and just genuinely help people.
All right, man. I appreciate you having on, brother. And I'll see you soon.
Thanks, man.
See ya.